Hi, this is CJ and I'd like to talk to you today about a few concepts that I've learned about recently and I find very interesting, and I think you will too. First of all, the first concept I'd like to talk to you about is the concept of expectancy. Now, expectancy is a little bit different from expectations. Expectations being when we expect something to happen. For example, if we are driving to work, we expect to get to work, or if we're driving home, we expect to get home. If we turn on our TV, expect there to be a nice program on for us to watch. Those are expectations. Now, expectations can leave us open to disappointment and potentially some pain as well. Now, an example being, if you turn on your TV and it doesn't work, you'll be disappointed. If you are on your way to work and there's a road traffic accident, you end up being late, that's broken your expectations. Obviously that will cause you a lot of discomfort. Expectations, on the other hand, is when you are open to any eventuality in any situation and take a less judgmental approach to things in life. Now let's take the example of driving to work again. Let's say you're driving to work and somebody crosses the path in front of you. In any given situation, you might in the past have found that you're really angry when that happens, or it really disturbs you that somebody has cut your path. But if you're living with expectations, then you'll be thinking, okay, so that person has crossed my path, that's fine, that's obviously their prerogative. Obviously it's not a nice feeling when that happens, but there may have been a good reason for them to have done that. Maybe they've got a partner in the back seat who's about to give birth to their child and they want to rush to the hospital, or maybe they're going to visit a sick friend or something, you know. So it's up to us not to judge or jump to conclusions about things, and really live with expectancy. Expect anything to happen and don't judge the situation on what you see. Okay. The second concept that I'll talk to you about is dreams. Now, we all have dreams and goals, and for me the meaning with dreams is when there's a end goal that we have in sight, some sort of vision that we are trying to go towards. You may have a slightly different interpretation of the word dreams, but one thing to remember is to not lose sight of what your dreams are. It's very easy to do in today's world when we've got such a busy life and a hectic schedule that we lose sight of what we want to gain out of not just any one situation, but in the long term, in the longer goals that we have in life. Where do you want to be in 5 years' time, or 10 years' time, or 25 years' time? You know, or the other thing to consider is, what do you want to be when you grow up, when you're a child? There's always something behind those dreams that we had, those dreams that we lost sight of, some essential need that we're trying to fulfill within us, and it's up to us to get in touch with that dream, get in touch with that inner child, find out what our dreams were, what they are, and really push yourselves toward those. What can help you in pushing yourself towards your dreams? Well, that brings me nicely on to the next topic, which is values and beliefs. Now, values and beliefs are, values are generically single word ideals that we try to live by, or ourselves or a group of people hold dear to them. An example might be that you value honesty at work. You may value punctuality in going to meet with friends. You might also value love and connection when you're with your significant partners and with your family. Okay. Now, if we have an idea of what our values are, we can place them in a hierarchy of values. So I might value honesty above punctuality, for example, or I might value integrity above that, or I might value freedom higher than that still. Now, if we take the time to jot down what our values are, we can then examine what our beliefs are around those values. But now, for me, beliefs are concepts that we hold around the values, and we use those to judge whether we are living by our values or not. For example, we might have a value of health and vitality, and we can decide if we are meeting that value or not by judging our beliefs. If we believe that you can be healthy and eat a Mars bar every single day and have lots of chips and fried food, then we have to examine that belief and say, is that serving me, is that not serving me? And if you then find that, okay, that particular belief is not serving me right now, and I don't think that I'll really be healthier if I keep eating all this junk food, then you have permission and you have the freedom to change those beliefs. Okay. The way you do that, as an example, would be through having incantations or affirmations, as some people call them, and reciting those on a daily basis so that they become ingrained in your physiology and your psychology, so that when you think of that value health, you're no longer thinking, I'll eat some junk food or I'll have some fried chicken. You'll think, apples, bananas, okay, vegetables, raw foods. Okay. The last concept I want to talk to you about today is the issue of vulnerability. Now, vulnerability for a lot of people can mean a sign of weakness or leaving yourself open to pain or harm in some sort of way. My interpretation of vulnerability and my suggestion to you is that vulnerability can be something that we can embrace within ourselves and we can use to gain valuable rapport with the people that are around us. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, every day we are wearing masks, and different masks for different situations and in front of different people. We often think of ourselves as, okay, what would this person want to see us as? And then we put on that mask. If we're at work, we put on a different mask as to if we are with friends. If we are really wanting to be true to ourselves and get in touch with that inner vulnerability, we must be truthful. And we must be truthful to ourselves, we must be truthful to those that are around us. And that involves exposing a side of us or something about us that we might feel a little bit uncomfortable about, but for the greater good of the conversation you're having or the situation that you're involved in, and to be yourself, as a gift to yourself, allow yourself to be more vulnerable. I had the personal experience of living this when I delivered a workshop called Destiny by Design. And during this workshop, when I was designing this workshop, I put through a lot of concepts and ideas that I'd come across through various talks and seminars and events that I've been to and books I've read. But I ended up finding that I was putting down concepts that are not really my own, or they're not things that I've experienced myself. Now, how did I overcome this obstacle? I decided that I need to show a part of myself that is only internal to me and unique to me, and something that will help me connect with the audience more. So I exposed some things about myself that initially felt uncomfortable to say these things about myself, but I felt that there would be a good way of trying to connect to the audience, and the hard work paid off. I did find that the audience believed in me more and really brought the concepts that I was teaching to them to life, and for them it made it easier for them to internalize those concepts for themselves, because we're all vulnerable to some extent in some sort of way, and if we get in touch with that, if we're not afraid to show a part of our vulnerability to people and not be afraid of what the status quo is or what people might think, we open ourselves to a world of possibilities. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me today, and I hope you've enjoyed these 4 concepts that we've spoken about today, which is expectations, dreams, values and beliefs, and vulnerability. This is CJ, and thank you very much. Goodbye.